EGDs with stent placement. We have to staff for that to use, fluoro for those cases. We have separate staff for our emergency department. We have obviously our facilities down there with CT, MR, and regular X-ray. But we have staffing obviously for the operating room. So we are for the amount of different facilities that we're needed, and we're definitely stretched a little bit on the thin side. And like I said, that all comes back to productivity, and the amount of staff that they're willing to allocate, in comparison to the amount of revenue that we're bringing in. So.
Mm-hmm. Okay. Now comes a difficult question.
Sure.
You talked a lot about all the issues you see in your department and in the institution. What would be the top 3 issues? Is it possible to say?
Sure, yeah. The top 3 issues I think would be, one of them would be staffing. 2, I think because of that, staff morale, gets pretty low at those times. Especially when you've got, we have another facility that's literally right across the street, another 400-bed hospital. It's kind of odd in our situation. Before we were taken over with privatized companies, we were actually a community hospital that was, owned by the community, had, property tax allotments towards us. Now that we're a privatized company, the company that has been across the street has been private the whole time. So you've got a company across the street where they'll hire you on at $3 to $5 more an hour at any given time. So before, when morale was good, like we went 8 years without receiving a raise as a community hospital, but the reason that we held on to staff and didn't have turnover during that time was just because morale was nice. The expectations as far as, having appropriate staff and not being overworked were good. Now that we had, like I said, we're on our second private company. So the first private company just ran us into the dirt, cut our staff. Morale went down, and because of, when morale obviously does go down, you get people bickering. Like, if I'm, for instance, if I'm on the computer taking care of administrative things, and I'm like, hey, you need to go, and can you go get this patient from the floor? Our transporters are all busy. I need you to go get a patient. They're looking at me like, well, what are you doing? Why are you not? Why can't you go get that patient? Or, are you going to help out? And the understanding of what I'm actually taking care of versus what they're seeing, there's a gap there, I guess. Let me see a third issue. Gosh.
I said it would be a difficult question.
Sure, yeah, definitely. I'm trying to think of a third issue, like equipment would definitely be a third issue. Like I said, everything comes, like, in the day and age of, for profit. Getting capital requests in for new equipment has been a struggle. Thankfully, with this new company, they're dumping a lot of money into that now. They've only been there for 3 months, but anything under, I think we don't have to put in a capital request right now for anything under, I think, $3,000. We can just generate a PO and order that. But they are actively going around and approving. I think last month they approved probably like $20 million worth of capital. So that's throughout the whole hospital. But we've got some new machines coming in. It seems like we've been limping our machines along as far as, getting a third party to come in and take care of them and do maintenance on them. But yeah, I would say equipment would probably be the third one.
Okay. So suppose that you had some more time during your day, maybe 1 or 2 hours